Welcome to episode number 5 of the TnT Sports Pod. I'm Teo, that's Teddy, and we're here from a long layoff talking about everything that's transpired over the last several months. And a lot has happened. So obviously the NFL season started, NCAA football has started, hockey's back, basketball's back, baseball's over. Thank God. College basketball is here. NASCAR ends today, November 10th.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. Who's going to win? Who do you got? William Byron, Tyler Reddick, Blaney, or scumbag Joey Logano? Anybody but Logano.
Yeah.
I can't stand Joey Logano.
I like Blaney to win that.
Well, we won't bore you too much with NASCAR talk.
Yeah.
Left turns. We want to talk about our middling Tigers, and then we'll talk about the Lions, and then we'll talk
overachieving Tigers.
College football.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Tigers.
Yep.
Really a bone-crushing way to end your season after your gutter trash for 3/4 of it, and then the last quarter. They went like 33-13.
Look at the record for
that's like a quarter of the season.
The second half of the season after the All-Star break. Best team in
second half.
Yeah, best major league team outside of the Philadelphia Phillies, but we won't talk about them.
I don't know, Teddy, because all I keep seeing is them in the bottom half of every offensive statistical category outside of triples.
For the first half of the season.
No, for the entirety of the season. Like, cumulatively, they're one of the worst offenses in Major League Baseball. They got better in the second half.
Everybody got better. Unless your name is Spencer Torkelson. Or Javi
Torkelson didn't do anything. All season. And
that's why I'm saying ship him out. And Javi.
Well, you can't ship Javi out. Nobody's going to want him. Nobody wants him.
Buy him out.
Do you think
got the money?
Do you think that one of the cheapest owners this side of the Mississippi is going to buy out $75 million or whatever it is?
It's not about what Illich wants. I think it's now Scott Harris is finally taking ownership of this team.
I don't know. I think. I mean, we all know I hate the Illich family since Mike passed away. Just things haven't been the same with our sports team since then. The Red Wings, Tigers. There's been very little spent on the Detroit Tigers, and when the money is spent, it's spent poorly, a la Kenta Maeda, a la Javi Baez. And then there's tons of excuses. Oh, well, we're just going to go with the young kids, and we don't want to sign someone that's going to block the young kids. Well, young kids... Look, like you said, they played better in the second half. First half of the season, they were largely abysmal. Colt Keith was abysmal. Torkelson sent down. Parker Meadows.
I love
also
Parker.
Abysmal.
Yeah.
Riley Green took a while to warm up.
I mean, that was everybody. That was the whole major league team. The major league roster.
Yeah.
The whole seat, the league.
Largely. No, not the league.
Pretty much offensive numbers the first half of the season, or first couple months of the season, were down.
Okay, what I will say is the Detroit Tigers from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, cumulatively.
Yeah.
I watched it from the first month all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
They were in the bottom half of every offensive category except triples. The bottom half, and when I say bottom half, I don't mean they were 20th, 18th, or even 16th, on the wrong side of the bottom, or the, closest to the top half of the bottom half. I mean, they were 24th, 25th on base percentage. They had one of the worst on base percentages in the league. And even down the stretch, they weren't hitting, they weren't getting on base at a 350 clip. They were at 330, which for them is 500.
They were.
That's how bad they were.
The first couple months of the season were very frustrating to watch. But the second half, they became one of the most fun teams to watch. I was at the game-clinching series with Olivia and I. Like, for when they clinched a playoff spot at Comerica Park, that atmosphere, that was the best thing I've seen in... Well, I've never been to a game-clinching anything, so that was pretty amazing. Just, the fans loved it. I mean...
I bet the fans that didn't show up all season loved it that weekend.
I mean, they said... It was clear. Like, if the team is serious about winning, they're going to come out, and they're going to come out in numbers. They sold out. They had the most fans that weekend series than, like, in the history of Comerica Park since, 2016 or 2012. One of those years. But
yeah, it was 2016. That was the last time the Tigers were any good.
Yeah.
For this year. They did end the season with a winning record, which came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Looking here, they were 86 and 76. After they were at one point, they were at
10 games out.
They were 10 games out, 8 games under 500.
Yep.
I think it was August 18th, is what it was.
They were the first team to make the playoff spot, being 10 games out since the Mets back in the 70s.
Yeah.
So
here's what I mean with offensive numbers. Bottom half in runs, 682. The average, by the way, and this is, I'm not comparing them to like the freaking Yankees.
Yeah,
like, I would never do that.
Or the Dodgers. Don't do that.
I'm just comparing them to the league average. They're just so far below league average offensively that I was completely disinterested. I didn't want this team to make the playoff. Let me just first say, if I sound upset that the Detroit Tigers made the playoffs, I was, because of what it meant for future seasons. They weren't winning the World Series this year. So why essentially I'm just like, why are we doing this? You're still poor offensively, which we saw in the playoffs. They were complete, unless they were only giving up 2 or 3 months, they weren't winning the game. So, Cleveland in Game 5 of the ALDS, and they got out to a 5-1 lead, and you knew the game was over in the 5th inning. And it's just like, what are we doing this for? And what it's going to do, what I think it's going to do, is it's going to enable Chris Ilitch to go to Scott Harris and say, hey, we don't need to spend as much anymore. We can be very selective. We got these young guys that, here, let me show you the batting average of the young guys. League average this year was down. It was at 243. It's normally in the 260s, just for reference.
Yeah.
The Detroit Tigers hit 234. On base percentage, this year league average was 312. That's usually in the 330s. Tigers were 300. Okay, they were tied with the Miami Marlins for the worst on base percentage in the league. Slugging percentage.
Oh yeah,
399. League average normally it's around 440-ish. This is 400 this year. 385 was their slugging percentage, which means their OPS, and OPS is normally around 720 to 730-ish on a good year. It was 711 this year, and they were at 685. Again, let's see, 30, 29, 23rd, 24th in the league. And by the way, of playoff teams, they were consistently,
they were the worst.
If you just look consistently amongst playoff teams, they were cumulatively the worst out of all the teams.
So what does that say? That says what AJ Hinch was able to do with this team, with the lineups he was doing, with the bullpen days, that was absolutely amazing. And he deserves to be manager of the year, one. And, Skubal, I mean, yes.
He was the Cy Young, by far and away.
We don't know yet, but yes.
If he's not the Cy Young, then I quit watching baseball.
Yes, he should be the Cy Young. Absolutely.
It wasn't even close in my mind.
Triple Crown winner.
Yeah.
So.
And here's the other thing. Okay, OPS plus, which is a stat that's, won't say it's new, but it's one that is recently caught a lot of momentum as being a good indicator of how good you are at hitting. So 100 is average, right? So if you see a player with like a 100 OPS plus, that means they're an average hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a comparative statistic with all batters in other ballparks. So average is 100. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 13 teams under 100, of which the Detroit Tigers were one. Their OPS plus was 94. So they're below average hitting team on average. Okay. Just metrically, just by this stat alone, which compares
on base plus slugging.
It's on base plus slugging, adjusted to the two players' ballparks. And obviously, this is just the most comparative stat you can. I mean, because the on base percentage in one ballpark could be different in another ballpark. You see batting average, slugging percentage of ballparks. Depending on where you go, some ballparks are pitcher friendly, some are hitter friendly.
Yep.
So this takes that into account, and this essentially says the Detroit Tigers are below average, and they are the lowest team on this list. The next lowest team was the Kansas City Royals at a 98.
I'm not trying to give you I'm not trying to agree, but you're right with Comerica Park lowering the wall and stuff.
Lowering the wall, bringing the
try to get more
in.
Right. So yes, they were below average, but that also tells me that this next offseason they're probably gonna bring it. They need to bring in a couple bats offensively.
A couple bats?
A couple.
How about 7?
No.
You're
not getting that. You're not getting
7 bats.
You're not getting 7 bats.
Okay, fine.
You're not getting Juan Soto either.
I don't want Juan Soto. I don't need Juan Soto. We have Juan Soto in center. Didn't you know? Parker Meadows.
I like him. And a lot of people
like him until he starts the first month of the year hitting up his shoe size.
It's not about how you start though; it's how you finish.
I guess. Well, okay. So here's the other elephant in the room that we're not talking about in relation to the Tigers making the playoffs. Did a team not have to have the opposite record of the Tigers? Because the Twins went like 10 and 30 down the stretch.
Yeah.
And the Tigers did the opposite.
Yep.
Down the stretch. Otherwise, the Tigers don't make the playoffs. The Twins don't self-destruct.
Yeah.
Literally, they won like 10 or 12 games, I think, the last month and a half.
They were trash.
Putrid.
Yeah.
So a lot of things had to go the Tigers' way. And look, you have to give them credit for taking advantage of it. But,
of course,
again, very upset that they made the playoffs. Not because, I don't like playoff baseball in Detroit. I love playoff baseball. That's not my issue with it. It's just, it means it's going to give the Tigers the ability to say, oh, well, we don't need to spend this or we don't need to spend that.
Scott Harris did say, when the guys are ready, we will spend. When they, and I think what they did this year, they showed that this team is ready to take it. They just need to bring in, they need a couple pitchers. They need a couple bats.
Here, I'm going to bring up their roster, okay?
Bring up their... Yeah,
I'm gonna bring up the roster. Okay, I'm gonna tell you names. I'm gonna say names, and I'm gonna tell you dumpster or shelf. As in shelf, we're keeping it. Dumpster, I want it gone. I want them gone. Okay. I want their 40-man roster because I need to include IR players. Okay. I'm not even gonna look at their bullpen because their bullpen could. I mean, they could throw me and you out there and.
Chris Better would
we freaking look like Eric Gagne out there. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. Okay. Jake Rogers.
I think you can use him.
Garbage.
No.
Dylan Dingler.
Okay.
Backup catcher. I mean, who cares?
Yeah. Gone.
Okay. Javi Baez.
Trash. Good.
Yes. Andy Ibanez. Bench player.
Utility. Yes.
Yes. Jace Jung. Haven't seen enough of him.
No.
To know. 100%.
You can't make a decision.
Okay. Colt Keith.
Keep him.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Ryan Kreidler.
Okay.
Garbage. I don't know who this is. Edis Leonard. I don't think he played me barely.
Yeah.
Zach McKinstry.
Okay. Yes.
Garbage.
Yes.
Trey Sweeney.
Keep him.
Garbage.
No.
Okay. Why?
Because of what he did since he was called up.
He did since he was called up?
Yes.
Okay. Let me tell you what he did.
You didn't even get a full season.
Let me tell you what he did. I don't need a full season.
You do.
36 games is what we got out of Trey Sweeney, not including the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. 110 at-bats. 24 hits. for a 218 batting average.
Okay, but how many walks?
2. No. 7.
I mean,
32 strikeouts to 7 walks.
He's better than Spencer Torkelson.
He's white Javi Baez.
No,
on base percentage 269.
You didn't get a full season. Slugging
percentage 373. OPS 642. What did I say over here? The average OPS 711.
Yeah,
he's garbage.
No, you gotta get a full season.
Look, just because he makes Javi Baez makes him look like freaking Ozzie Guillen over here doesn't mean I need to keep Trey Sweeney.
I'm not saying he's an everyday starter though. I'm not saying he's an everyday player.
Okay, well you can only have so many bench players, Teddy.
Yeah, I know.
You can't keep all the garbage. Spencer Torkelson.
Ship him out.
Garbage. Akil Baddoo. Garbage. Kerry Carpenter.
Keep him.
Bradley Green. Keep. Justin Henry Malloy.
Keep.
Bench. Parker Meadows.
Keep.
Garbage.
Keep.
Garbage.
Oh my goodness. Look at him. He hit in every single game of the postseason. He got a hit.
Congratulations. You played like 5 games. You played like
8,
played 7
9,
games.
10.
7. 7 games they played.
Like he was down the stretch consistently getting on base.
Yes.
And consistently stealing bases.
But okay, do you know why the Detroit Tigers ended up having to go play in Houston in the wild card round instead of hosting maybe a wild card round or maybe even winning the division?
You can't.
Because Parker Meadows hit his IQ in the months of April and May.
Who are you replacing him in center with? Nobody.
Anyone.
No. He's the best center fielder. Like in our
maybe defensively
in our division easily.
So he's bench.
No, he's not bench.
Wenzel Perez.
Keep him.
Look, I can't have 6,
he's a switch hitter.
I can't have 6 guys on my bench.
No, he's a switch hitter.
Garbage. Matt Vierling. Garbage.
I like him.
Garbage.
Look, he was consistently our best hitter.
Yeah, he was consistently our worst hitter in the playoffs. No, and that's saying a lot considering.
But you just used about Parker Meadows in the playoffs and used that saying he's garbage. But now you're gonna say
no. I'm looking at the whole thing.
Season.
Yes, well, and the regular season. Here, you want his stats? 257, 16 home runs, 57 ribs, 312 on base. I'm not treating this guy like he's freaking Roberto Clemente over here. These aren't good stats. They're better than average.
He can play
slightly better than average.
Any position. Same with Wenzel Perez.
I don't want him to play any position. I want guys, and I know this goes again, we want flexibility. How about you just get guys that don't hit their IQ, don't hit their shoe size? How about that? Or their shirt size? How about that? Let's not do that. And here's Matt Vierling in the playoffs, who, by the way, was the only Tiger on the roster with any playoff experience whatsoever.
Not much. I mean, he played
143, 4 hits and 28 at-bats. 242 on base, 421 OPS. Essentially, Javi Baez. Tall, white Javi Baez. That's what we got. Playing third base or right field or wherever you want to put him. Horrible. And he went to Notre Dame. Get him out. Immediately. Garbage. So, so my garbage pile is a lot larger than yours.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, all I have left, I don't have a catcher. I do have a second baseman. I don't have a shortstop. I don't have a first baseman.
You have a catcher down in the minors. The guy you got from the Dodgers, who's been lighting it up.
I'm not pinning the catcher position on a rookie and then depending on him, in a 162 game season, and expecting him to hit better than Jake Rogers. I'm not doing it.
I consider Jake Rogers just like Brandon Inge, a fan favorite.
Someone get me a bark bag. Okay, so all I have left is a center fielder. In Riley Green, because I'm not keeping Parker Meadows. He's gone. Kerry Carpenter is my DH. I have a second baseman, and that's it. That's my team. That's why I say 7 bats.
You're not getting 7 bats.
I need a shortstop. I need a third baseman. If you want to put
Wenzel Perez is,
Jung at third base.
No.
Okay, because he's gonna play next year.
Yeah.
So I have to keep. So let's say I have 6 bats I need to replace. I need a first baseman, shortstop, a catcher, 2 center fielder, and a corner outfield position. I think that's 5. Who am I forgetting? Riley Green,
Barry Bonds.
Oh, Kerry, yeah. And then Colt Keith, Jace Jung. Okay. So I need 5 bats.
I think you get 2 or 3. You're
all right. So at what positions then do you want?
Third baseman, shortstop, and
so you want Bregman?
I mean,
maybe we can go down the free agents list.
That's fine. I'd be okay with Bregman. It shows me that they're actually gonna try to spend something. Give Bregman, and he loves playing with AJ.
Yeah, he loves banging the garbage can. So catcher, so
there's no real good catcher.
No,
out there.
I mean Carson Kelly.
No,
we just had him.
No.
I mean, he could at least hit a little bit.
They're gonna keep Jake Rogers because there's nothing unless you.
What about James McCann? Oh
no.
Yeah, we're probably stuck. So let's just assume we're stuck with this idiot who can't hit an off-speed pitch or a fastball, Jake Rogers, at catcher.
Give me a shortstop and
trade
for Bo Bichette.
Here are your shortstops.
Or Bichette, yeah.
Tim Anderson, Elademus Diaz, no relation, by the way. Brandon Crawford, Nick Ahmed, Ahmed Rosario, Kevin Newman, Paul DeYoung, Jose Iglesias, been there, done that.
He's great.
Ha Seong Kim, and Willie Adames, who I would actually go after if I was Tigers. I go after Willie Adames. He had like 20-something home runs this year.
Trade for Bichette. Trade for Bichette.
I wouldn't mind that, but that's not the guy I want from Toronto.
You want?
I want Vladdy.
Vladdy.
And I'm willing to give up
Spencer.
Well, duh, but Jace Jung. Or Max Clark. Or Max Clark.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
No.
I don't care. I don't care about how old is he now? 19? 19-year-old? Don't care. So third baseman, since you want a third baseman, Alex Bregman.
Yes.
Okay. JD Davis.
No.
Yohan Moncada. Urshela, been there, done that. Brian Anderson. Jace Peterson. Luis Urias.
I will say something. Luis Urias?
No.
Okay.
Urias.
Okay.
Different.
Now, first baseman, I don't want Vladdy. I want Pete Alonso.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, here, first baseman, Christian Walker. Wouldn't mind him. Pete Alonso.
Yes.
Obviously, want Pete Alonso.
Yes.
Carlos Santana.
I wouldn't mind him.
Paul Goldschmidt at the end of his career.
No.
Justin Turner. Nope. I don't know who this guy is. Wilmer Flores. Joey Gallo, if you want 300 strikeouts in a year. Anthony Rizzo, yes, but too much money and he's old. Ty France, Josh Bell, Yuli Gurriel, G-Man Choi, and Rowdy Tellez. No, thank you. So I'm looking at, I wouldn't mind Paul Goldschmidt for a year or two.
Yeah.
At a reduced deal. Or Anthony Rizzo. But that's not happening. He's not coming here. Pete Alonso and Christian Walker are your two guys.
But you're going to pay the bank for both Alonso and Bregman. So in my mind, you got to choose one. I don't think you can get both, but not if you want to try to bring back Verlander for a year. But I don't know.
Back Verlander for?
Or just bring in Jack Flaherty. I would love to bring back Jack Flaherty.
Well, okay, so here's one thing we haven't talked about in regards to what we want for agency. Starting pitching.
Yes.
I need 3 arms.
I need 2.
I need 3.
2.
Why do you have 3 starters?
Okay, look. So you're gonna have Derek Lalonde, obviously.
Yes.
You're gonna have Joe.
Jackson Joe.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Not after what I saw this year in the playoffs.
And say what you want, but Montero or who's the other guy? The one that you hate, who got hurt, who had a lot of strikeouts. Oh, Olsen. I love Olsen.
No, I don't hate Reese Olsen. So he's my second guy. Now I gotta go get 3 more.
No, you have Reese Olsen, Job, and Derek Lalonde. You can use Montero. And just get one. Just get one guy. And you need Flaherty. Flaherty or Verlander for a year, or come on.
Okay, here's a long list of starting pitchers. Corbin Burns.
I would love that.
Not gonna get him. Blake Snell, definitely don't want him. You say Kikuchi? Nope. No. Max Fried,
maybe.
Off of Tommy John.
Hey, they love doing that. So does the Lions.
Yeah, they do. Nathan Eovaldi, nope. Jack Flaherty, I'd bring him back.
Yeah.
but he's gonna demand longer term than
I'd bring him back 2-3 years. But you have to try to sign Skubal this offseason.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that either. Because they're gonna bleed
because of
out.
their agent, because of Boris.
No. They're gonna bleed them out because they're cheap. And then when they're 37-53 at the trade deadline again or whatever, we're gonna hear, they're gonna trade Skubal. Kyle Gibson, no. Nick Pavetta, no. Sean Manaea, maybe if it was 5 years ago. Charlie Morton, no. Andrew Heaney, no. Kyle Hendricks, no thank you. Kershaw, maybe if Stafford was still here. Did you know that they played baseball together in high school?
Best friends in high school.
Shane Beaver,
maybe. He came off
of Tommy John.
Yeah.
Max Scherzer, no thanks. Patrick Corbin, no thanks. Jose Quintana, no thanks. Verlander's on this list. Yeah.
Would you take Verlander for a year?
No.
Why?
Because I don't need.
He wants to retire here in Detroit.
I don't need 42-year-olds taking up a spot where I should be putting in.
Well, just do what Houston did to him in the playoffs. Suck down the stretch, didn't put him on his playoff roster.
Well, then that's not what I want. I want someone who's going to be there from day one and be there for years. You can't always
get what you want,
Well, I can get one of these other guys that's not 100 years old.
Yes.
Like Michael Lorenzen or Mike Clevenger or Alex Cobb. Actually, no, Alex Cobb.
Give me Flaherty. I'm happy.
Here, you want Matthew Boyd?
Maybe as a bullpen, not as a starter.
What about Zach Davies? No. Spencer Turnbull's available. Jose Urquidy. Dallas Keuchel, back from the dead. Michael Soroka. Wow. Walker Buehler. Jose Urena. Yanni Chirinos. Gosh, man, I'm just naming off just dead people. Man.
You don't need to name off. You just got Flaherty. You get one of the two of Bregman or Pete Alonso. You need a power bat. Another, like a guy who, what we wanted in the offseason. A guy like, bring back JD Martinez back in the offseason. Not this year, obviously, but.
Well, he's still available. He's available.
Yeah.
Him and Matt Carpenter.
No.
What about Jock Peterson?
Yeah. Anyways, you want to fill your whole roster.
I want to refill the whole roster, lock and load.
No.
Here's a right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez or Anthony Santander. He had like 40 bombs the last 2 years. Max Kepler, Minnesota retread. Center fielders don't look appealing. I think I'd rather throw up in my coffee and drink it. Michael Conforto, no thank you. Jurickson Profar, I'm looking at left fielders. Tyler O'Neill, I take a swing at him. Pun intended. Robbie Grossman, you want him again? Adam Duvall. My goodness. Alex Verdugo.
I wouldn't be mad about that.
Me either. So what we're getting at here, guys, is there's plenty of players out there for the Detroit Tigers to pluck from to fill in the holes that have been left by Alavila.
And the difference between me and you is you want to retool the whole.
I want to rebuild. Yeah. I want to rebuild during my rebuild.
You want to spend all of the money, and then I want to just be smart with it.
It's not my money. I want to spend it all. Yeah. And if I was Chris Hillard, I'd be like, dude, I don't care. I need winning baseball back here in Detroit.
And we got it last year. So, hey. But I digress.
Everything about last year just upsets me because they go on this magical run.
It was incredible. It was
incredible.
You know what they did?
It's frustrating because now they're not gonna do what they need to do in order to get the team up to a respectable level.
You know what they did?
They're just gonna go through what we went through last year.
Yes.
And hope a team tanks the last 50 games of the season.
This is what they did. They did what the Detroit Red Wings could not do, and that is get to the playoffs last year. And you know what? Detroit, they came out and they were willing to support their team. I digress, though. Yeah, I mean,
you just love just taking your thumb and putting it right in my wound and you go,
But we won't talk about the Wings.
No, we're not talking about the Wings. Deadbeat.
Yeah. Lost again to the Rangers 4-0 last night.
Can we just get rid of Andrew Copp, please? I'm so sick and tired of Andrew Copp. Him and his stupid mouthpiece looking on the bench. I wasn't playing
defense
role
and
goal. Score more than 10 goals.
Did you see they're calling up Husso again from Grand Rapids?
Yeah, we have like 4 goalies, and if you have 4 goalies, it means you don't have one,
right? But
all right,
you want to get to your
Tigers,
your Michigan Wolverines, and my
no, I don't want to get to the Michigan Wolverines.
You want to be happy? You want to be talk some?
They're garbage.
Good stuff with our Lions.
They're garbage. No, let's go Tigers. We should end this on a good note. Okay, I'm gonna bring up the Big Ten standings. Okay, now every year what I do, my brother-in-law, Norris, who's a degenerate Spartan fan, every year I change. Right now I have him in my phone contacts as little brother because Michigan beat Michigan State this year. But I always call him by whatever place MSU finishes in the Big Ten. So since there's like 1,000 teams in the Big Ten and there's no divisions, I was used to calling him 6th place or whatever, 5th place, or last place. I think I called him last place one time. So right now there's 18, 17, 16. Right now they're in 14th place in the Big Ten, 2-4 in the Big Ten. Michigan is 3-4 in the Big Ten, so not much better. So Michigan's 5-5, MSU 4-5. MSU closes out their season playing. Let me look up the schedule here.
They play Illinois next week, and then they have
Purdue and Rutgers. Yeah. So they'll go 5-7. They should beat Purdue because they're at home for that game.
Yeah.
Although it didn't seem to matter against Indiana because they didn't show up there. Good grief.
Well,
pathetic, dude. It was pathetic.
At least we scored a touchdown against Indiana.
Well,
that's 0 for 3 or in the red zone in terms of all field goals. 15 points.
That's why they lost yesterday. But yes. That's the problem is the main issue that I have with this year is the offense.
Yes.
I hate Wink Martindale on defense because his zero blitzes suck. He just in general sucks. I mean, his players might not be that good. I don't know. But, the offense is so atrocious and so putrid. It is literally, I would rather have Nick Sheridan and Stephen Threet at quarterback. I want to throw it back to 2008 where they went 3-9. I think they lost to Toledo in the middle of the season. I would rather have that than what I'm watching now with Rich Rod. Because I know with Rich Rod, Rich Rod was a demon at West Virginia with Pat White and who's the running back? Slayton? Was that his name, Slayton? Building a program. He was the godfather, the original modern day savant of the spread offense.
Yeah. Which
is what Ohio State ran with Troy Smith before them.
Yep.
But Jim Tressel was just so Jim Tressel would still run the I for him. But Rich Rod wouldn't. Everything was shotgun, everything was fast paced. And in 2010 they had, the number 1 offense with Denard Robinson and things were looking better. I would rather have at least, I'd rather have that projection versus where I'm at now with Sherrone Moore, because I don't think Sherrone Moore knows how to tie his own shoelaces. His game management at the end of the game was pathetic. He kicked 5 field goals, many of them in the red zone, some of them from inside the 5. One of those, you got to just go for it.
Yeah.
Put pressure on Indiana.
Yep.
Don't just lay down and take the field goal.
Trust your defense, yeah.
If you turn it over, you're inside their 5. Who knows what happens, exactly. Right? So, you're on the road. You don't need field goals. You need touchdowns to keep up with the high-powered, never thought I'd say it, high-powered Curt Cignetti Indiana offense with Curtis Rourke.
Just they're probably okay. I don't want to, but let's see, be a Spartan fan as an outsider, right? I get it. You guys have 3 quarterbacks. You've used.
We don't have 3 quarterbacks. We don't have a single quarterback.
Right. If you have 3,
they're all bad.
Now the difference, I think, between MSU and Michigan, right? I know there's a lot of differences. They're sticking with their quarterback. Yes, they're giving him experience, right? With Aiden Childs, he's thrown picks. I think he'll learn from that. I think next year will be a whole different thing. And you have one of the best Big Ten receivers in the Big Ten and a freshman in Nick Marsh. Like he's a superstar coming.
Do you know how many interceptions?
Yes, I think it's 14, right?
No, 11.
Okay.
But 8 touchdowns.
If he was a better game manager, not turning the ball over, this team would be top 5, maybe, in the Big Ten.
Who?
Michigan State. It's true. Their defense has been playing a lot better than they have, under Mel Tucker. So, Jonathan Smith, I think there's a building block there. You don't know who your coach is going to be at Michigan next year at all.
Top 5 in the Big Ten.
They could be. Hey.
Okay, better than Oregon?
No.
Ohio State?
No.
Indiana?
Yes.
Illinois?
Yes.
USC?
Yes. Yes, for sure.
Penn State?
No.
Wisconsin?
Yes.
Washington?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You sure?
Hands down.
What about your team, Nebraska, your favorite team in the Big Ten?
See, I picked them to make the college football
I can't say Iowa, even though Iowa has a better record than them, but
we beat Iowa.
I know.
So
I don't see top 10. Maybe top 13.
Top 10.
Top 12.
No.
And they're 12.
No.
Their defense is bad, Teddy.
Their defense is their front 7.
Their pass defense is pathetic.
Yes.
It's really bad.
Their pass rush is
regrettable.
Mean.
I think they've had actually I saw a really concerning stat. Hold on, let me find it. Hold on, wait a minute. It has to do with sacks.
Yeah. They're not getting too much pressure this year.
Defense. Team. Here we go. Nope. That's players. I want team. Here's the number of sacks MSU's defense has through 9 games. 15.
And I think not half of them are not by the defensive line. It's by the
defensive line is
But help is coming in terms of
Michigan through 10 games has 25 for comparison.
Yeah.
So in essence, both of our teams are gutter trash.
Mm-hmm.
Both of our teams suck.
You guys are underachieving.
So bad.
You guys are underachieving because
I don't think we're underachieving.
Your defense. Look, you have.
We're not underachieving. We're garbage.
There's 3 All-Pros on that team.
No, there's not.
Will Johnson,
All-Pro.
He's hurt. But
I mean, All-American?
Yeah, All-American. You got Mason Graham. You got Kenneth Grant. You have the guy number 7. I forget his name. The pass rusher came on like a freaking jet.
Not Josiah Stewart.
Stewart, yeah.
He's number
7.
5.
5, 7.
Well, it doesn't matter. You were talking about.
And then Will Johnson.
Is he though? Is he? Is Will Johnson that good?
He's not.
That's what I'm wondering.
He's hurt right now. But when he was or not playing, yes.
Yeah, no, he made a business decision.
Colson Loveland,
he's made a business decision, and this is why I hate this version of college football. I hate the 12-team playoff. First of all, those rankings were pathetic. Maybe we should get to that in this after I talk.
I have 8
trash about Will Johnson.
Yeah.
But I hate the transfer portal. I hate NIL. I hate the way teams operate now. They're not programs anymore.
Yeah.
They're just teams.
Right.
You don't learn as an offensive player, you don't learn a playbook anymore. You just learn plays.
Right.
Coaches don't develop you as a player because you're there for 1 minute and then you're gone the next.
Exactly.
Or you're there for a price. You're not there to actually grow as a player. Because these guys coming out of high school, I mean, they don't know what work ethic is. At least college work ethic? No.
Now, say what you want.
That's why these kids leave when they I'm 18th off the death chart. My NIL deal. And then they're just like, I'm not going to try to boost myself up. I mean, Tom Brady was talking about it. He's like, yeah, I started out 7th on the depth chart and I made it up to 3rd. Then I was the starting quarterback in '99.
That's why
that doesn't happen anymore.
I like what Coach Prime is doing in Colorado in terms of developing his players. He's actually coaching them. like the stuff coming out of Colorado that I'm seeing lately is.
You mean other than the toxicity?
Okay, that was the beginning of the season, but like he's like no, yeah, he had a lot of smoke and mirrors and stuff coming out. Like
he still does.
No, he's like a father figure to these guys. And actually, like,
so if it was the offensive line's fault for them losing games and Sugar having bad stats, is it the offensive line's
they're better now
fault for them winning now? Like, is it to do they get credit for it?
They're a lot.
I haven't heard him say anything.
More experience on that line now.
I mean, they're give credit. So it just sounds like Prime is there just for his kid, and then when his kid leaves, I think Prime's gone.
He's still Shiloh. He's still Shiloh. That's the safety.
Well, if you learn anything about Dion, it's that he has favorites. And if you're not his favorite, you're not, you're on his poop list. I can't stand Dion Sanders. He's such a bum. I don't think his team is that good. The Big 12 is just that bad.
Or is, well, you got BYU. BYU's
exactly.
They're a great team.
No, they're not.
But who they played?
They haven't played nobody. Their best team they played is SMU.
They just beat Utah this last week.
Utah sucks. They're terrible.
Cam Rising there for 100 years.
Oh, whatever. They suck. Here's your Big 12.
BYU.
Big 12. Here we go. Here, let me look up at your Big 12. This conference is terrible. They might have one team make the playoffs. That's how bad they are. Here, BYU at 6-0, leading the Big 12. They're 9-0 overall.
Yep.
Colorado at 5-1 and 7-2 overall.
Yep.
They're in second.
Yep.
Okay. Here's who's BYU has played. Who's BYU played? Southern Illinois.
Okay.
At SMU. At SMU.
They won.
That's their best win. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. At Wyoming. Because Wyoming's trash. Right. Kansas State, garbage.
No, they were good at that time.
No, they weren't.
They were. They were ranked.
They were not.
They were ranked at that time.
I don't care about rankings in September. At Baylor, they're garbage. Arizona, that was garbage. Okie State is trash, and they barely beat them.
Because they're not using Ollie Gordon at all.
They're still bad. They just got railed by TCU this past weekend.
Yes.
Okay, so all these teams that I've just named so far stink. UCF stinks. And we're happy about that because Gus Malzahn's a scumbag. Utah stinks, and they won by 1. Pathetic. Just utterly pathetic.
They're doing what they're supposed to.
And I had them. I did pick them. I hate picking them, but you can't pick Utah in that spot. In terms of, against the spread.
Yeah. Yeah.
No anger there. Okay, now here's Colorado. Look at this garbage schedule.
They got trounced by Nebraska, which I called.
So North Dakota State barely beat them. Lost to Nebraska at Colorado State, who, again, who cares? Baylor had to win in overtime. UCF, which we already established is garbage team. Kansas State, booty, lost to them. At Arizona, garbage. Cincinnati stinks. Texas Tech, garbage. And that's how they've gotten.
That's your Big 12. That's your Big 12.
Those are the top two in the Big 12. So
yeah, that's their championship.
Congratulations. You're horrible. And the funny thing is BYU will be
the 5th ranked team.
Probably 2.5, 3.5 point favorites over Colorado.
Yeah.
In that game, and that's sad. That should tell you everything that you need to know about BYU and Colorado. I mean, by default, a team from this conference is going to make it, but I don't think another one makes it.
Yeah, it's Big 10 SEC. So
Big 10 SEC, Notre Dame, Army.
Yes.
Because Army's making it. I'm calling it now.
They're
beating Notre Dame, and a 2-loss Notre Dame's going to make it. Because at this rate, all these teams are just decapitating each other.
No, because of Notre Dame's loss.
The SEC is eating itself alive.
Their one loss. Notre Dame's one loss is horrible. Absolutely horrible.
It is, but they'll still get in.
No.
They'll still
not
get
a 2-loss team. No.
Yeah. Over Colorado? That loses their championship game?
Yes.
You think Colorado will get in over Notre Dame?
No, because it's not 2 teams are making it.
You're saying from the Big 12?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying... Well, I agree.
Yes. They'll pick. Okay. Let's say.
Let me just put it to you this way. I wish there was a 14 playoff because none of these teams interest me.
Okay.
Third place in the Big Ten does not interest me. Penn State does not interest me.
All right. How many teams do you have from the SEC making it to the college football playoff right now?
In my world, I would only want to see 2.
But realistically, because you have the college football,
Georgia and Texas.
You have 12 teams. Okay.
Yeah. So 3 are going to make it, realistically.
4.
Ole Miss.
Definitely.
Texas, Georgia, and Ole Miss will make it.
Okay. Texas, Georgia, or
because Ole Miss has put Georgia in a body bag.
Alabama.
But Georgia, no.
After what they did to LSU, that's a good win on their record at LSU.
LSU?
Yes.
Doesn't Alabama have to... Wait.
They already beat LSU. They trounced LSU.
No, I know. They beat the snot out of them.
And so did Ole Miss beat the snot out of Georgia.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about A&M.
And Tennessee. You got to think about Tennessee, too.
Tennessee sucks.
No, they don't.
They're horrible.
Oh, man.
I hate Tennessee so much. Oh, you know what?
If Vandy runs the table, can't forget about
Georgia. Vandy might not make it. Because Alabama has a win over Georgia.
Vandy has a win over Alabama.
South Carolina has a win over Texas, right? But they have 3 losses.
Yeah.
LSU, they have to win out.
No, I'm not saying LSU's making it. I'm saying Alabama's making it. I have Alabama, Texas, Georgia, and...
So what about Texas A&M? They're 5-1. And
what's their record?
7-2.
Their 2 losses are one at Notre Dame against Notre Dame.
At home against Notre Dame.
Yes.
The first game of the season.
Yes.
And then on the road at South Carolina where they got body bagged.
Yeah, we watched.
They got carpet bombed. That was fun.
I think 4 teams realistically in the SEC make it. Big Ten, I got Oregon, Ohio State easily.
And
Penn State,
Indiana.
Penn State,
no
and
Penn
Indiana.
State.
Yes,
no
Penn State.
No.
Yes.
Nope.
So you have
screw you, James Franklin. You can't cover 3.5 at home against Ohio State. You suck.
Because it was a close game. Yes, they were at home. They should have won.
Was it a close game?
It was.
Because they didn't score an offensive touchdown.
That says a lot about their defense, though, doesn't it?
Oh.
Penn State's defense. Like, holding Ohio State to
20 points?
Yeah.
And then scoring more points in their offense?
Yeah.
I could do without Penn State in the college football playoff.
So you have 8. Those are your 8. 4 in terms of me, right? I have 4 Big Ten, 4 SEC. The winner of the ACC could be Clemson, could be freaking Miami. I don't know. It's one of those. Miami will make it.
In other words, who cares?
Miami will make it regardless. But if Clemson wins, you have 2 teams in the ACC in Miami.
Well, right now you know who's leading it, right?
Miami.
No.
SMU.
That's right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be SMU.
I want to live in a world. Okay, if I had to have 12 teams in it, this is the world that I live in. The ACC sucks. The Big 12 sucks.
Yep.
The 2 best conferences are the Big 10 and the SEC. If I had it my way, and because I have to have 12 teams because of networks and people and crying
and you have to have a non-conference team or whatever.
Right. So you have to have a group of 6.
Yeah.
If Notre Dame beats Army, you have to put them Boise in, unfortunately. So you would have, right now Boise's in the driver's seat to get the group of 6 spot. Yeah. Ashton Genty. Get on the Ashton Genty Heisman train.
I
love Ashton Genty.
I hate Ashton. I don't like.
I wish the Lions could draft Ashton Genty and just
trade money,
turn into the T-bone the wing T offense, and just run the ball 70 times. And every play you alternate, you have Gibbs run one play, then the next play is Monty, the next play is Genty, and you do that 70 times in a game and you win 60.
Dallas won't let
63 to nothing.
Get him.
That's what I want. But anyway.
Yeah. He's doing it against nobodies.
Oh my God.
I told you this. I'm like,
it's not against nobodies.
It is.
No, it's not.
Look at Boise's schedule. Okay, yes.
Okay,
so Oregon.
So who would you rather have win the Heisman than Ashton Genty? Because my question to you is, okay, if you say Shitter Sanders, I'm going to say...
I'm not going to say
who is he played?
Cam Ward.
Okay, Cam Ward? Okay. Yeah. Who is he played? Look at who they just lost to. They lost to Georgia Tech.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'd rather I like Cam Ward way sooner, but
Cam Ward is also.
Or you could put Dylan Gabriel, right?
Again, who would they played?
Everybody in the Big Ten.
No one that I care about. Ohio State. Okay, they played one game.
They played Penn. No, they haven't played Penn State.
Oregon State's not
Boise
good.
State.
Michigan's not good. They barely beat Boise State.
Boise, yes, barely. Yes.
And didn't Genty run all over them?
Yeah.
Did he have 200-some yards?
Yes.
On the ground?
That was his only game he played against a good team. Other than that, they're FCS 3 teams,
scored
right?
200 teams.
FCS
200 rushing yards.
You know?
UNLV? You don't like the Rebels?
No.
They're awesome.
Come on.
Haj Malik Wilkins or whatever his name
You had said you had picked either Boise or UNLV to make it at the beginning of the season. But
I said Boise or UNLV, right? Or I said NC State was a dark horse for the ACC in their coverage.
Well, yeah, they're trash.
I said Oregon would win Big Ten. I said
Georgia I got my list, so
I don't remember. Okay, so anyway, well, all I'm saying is 4 teams. If I had to pick 4 teams from the SEC, 4 teams from the Big Ten.
Yeah.
1 from the ACC, 1 from the Big 12. That's 10. Notre Dame, and then your group of 6.
Yeah.
So Boise, Notre Dame. You pick from the garbage that is the ACC and the garbage that is the Big 12. You can have whoever you want. I don't care. They're losing their first round matchup anyway.
Yeah.
Or their second round. And then you would have, because I think Oregon's winning the Big Ten, and I think maybe Texas or maybe Georgia still has a chance because all these teams with 1 loss in the SEC are going to lose another game. Maybe Georgia, maybe Texas, maybe Texas A&M still.
Yeah.
Still has a chance. That has like 5 teams that could still win the SEC.
Realistically, yeah.
So, of those 5, throw in Ole Miss, Texas, Georgia, and I don't like Tennessee. I can't stand Josh Heupel.
I love.
So Tennessee. I have to throw in Alabama, even though they lost to Vanderbilt, which should automatically, if you lose to Vanderbilt,
but they're
automatically eliminated from playoff contention. This year.
3-loss team.
Well, they just lost to South Carolina.
Yes, but.
And the other problem is Diego Pavilla's not healthy. Not anymore. He's banged up.
Yeah.
I would love it if FSMU won. Because I love their offense. SMU has a high-powered offense.
Would you put Indiana?
Big 12
or Big 10?
Big 10. So SMU and the ACC is my pick. That's who I want to see.
Yep.
Who am I thinking? Big 12. You know what? Throw in the Mormons.
Yeah.
They don't have anything else, right?
Fine Mormons, yeah.
Okay. And then the Big 10. So you have Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, and Penn State, unfortunately.
Yes.
I hate James Franklin. I hope you lose every game from here on out and you miss the playoff. Then the SEC, what I say? Georgia, Texas, Bama, and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's my 4 in the SEC. And of that, I only care about, shockingly, 4 or 5 of those teams. I don't care about Notre Dame. Sorry, Frankie. I care about Boise. They're interesting. Okay, so that's 1. I care about Oregon. I care about Ohio State. I want to see them make the playoff and then lose.
Yeah.
So that way Ryan Day can go bye-bye. And I care about Ole Miss and I care about Texas.
I care about Ole Miss a lot.
I care a little bit about Georgia, but not as much. I like Ole Miss. Ole Miss is the wild card.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah, Jackson Dart's nice.
With their head coach,
he played really
Lane
well.
Kiffin, right?
But he outplayed Carson Beck this weekend. So
yeah, he did. It wasn't even close. But
yeah,
but both of our teams are trash. Now,
both of our teams are trash.
Yeah, you guys beat us.
Okay. Yeah. So how did you feel about the Michigan State game?
I thought that MSU ran the ball all over Michigan's throat.
That's true.
They just couldn't score touchdowns.
That's true.
So their defense
couldn't score touchdowns.
Their defense couldn't stop whoever Alex Orji, right? That was it.
Running quarterback, yeah.
So
that was the difference.
And you
Michigan's running quarterback.
You had a whole drive for Michigan where they had trick plays at pretty much every play. You had Donovan ultimately getting the touchdown pass, so to Colston Loveland. You couldn't stop the tight end. So yeah, if you don't turn the ball over Aiden Childs, right?
Aiden Childs rushed the ball 8 times for 20.
Look at what Carter did
20,
all over.
29 yards.
Yes.
Which isn't, it's just not, because like the first drive, it was half that total alone.
I know that.
It's like,
but look at what Carter
did. They were running the ball so well with him.
Carter was absolutely amazing in that game.
19 carries, 123 yards.
Michigan could not stop him.
Oh, I guess they're counting net here. I don't know what this is.
Look at yards per carry from MSU compared to Michigan.
Yards per carry?
Yeah.
See, average per rush.
4. 4 yards a rush. So.
Well, they ran the ball 42 times.
Yeah. They owned the
gained
time of possession.
193 yards on.
Time of possession. Michigan State was.
190.
They just couldn't score touchdowns. That's it. They missed a field goal that could have ultimately.
Unbelievable. Missed in the first from like 20 yards.
Yeah. First, he was the Big Ten Player of the Week, Special Teams Player of the Week. Game before that, where
that's nice.
Yeah.
Just hate to see it.
Yeah. So you were there.
I was there. Yes.
So
I saw live. One of the worst Michigan State games I've ever seen. One of the worst. Easily one of the worst.
Yeah.
From just like an entertainment, game flow, skill level, just putrid. Both of those teams
they couldn't throw the ball down the field. Michigan State could not. I mean, Michigan, they could throw it to tight end, but outside of that, they don't.
No, they had
nobody.
14 completions and 6 were to Colton Loveland. So that tells you everything you need to know.
You guys,
but at the same time, like, what is MSU doing? What is MSU doing with the other
running
guys?
The ball down your throat and couldn't ultimately score a touchdown at all? I mean,
they scored 2.
I mean,
one on the ground on 4th down, and then one in the air because Michigan's secondary is pathetic. Overran the cutback.
Yeah, but
just doing Michigan things, I suppose. But yeah, this isn't Michigan football. This isn't what we do. We cheat. That's how we win. We cheat. Get back to cheating and we'll win something again, which I'm fine with because nothing's gonna happen to them anyway.
You want to get to the Lions?
Let's end this pod on a good note.
On a great note, yes.
So the Detroit Lions are effectively turning the NFL into their private playground.
Seriously.
Monkey bars, the swings, the slides, all of it is theirs.
Yeah.
And it's theirs to lose. So if they don't make it to the Super Bowl, if they don't win the Super Bowl, it's on them.
Yep.
This is where we've arrived.
Yep.
As Lions fans. This is where we should be at.
Yes.
As Lions fans.
Are we happy about the defense?
No.
Not entirely, no. But they've made improvements from last season. But that offense, absolutely nobody can stop.
The key is they've saved.
Excuse me. They can't get to the quarterback right now. But they made the move with Zadarius Smith coming in. He won't play tonight, which is fine.
Tonight against Houston.
But, that was the best move in the NFL for the offseason. Or for the trade deadline.
Mm.
Best move.
Was it?
I think so. Because are you going to say...
What about Mike Williams to the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No. I mean, he scored a touchdown today. Forget about it, Seriously. You're going to talk about San Fran making a move for... they made a trade. They're abysmal. Yeah, they won today. Barely beat Tampa Bay. Good job.
They shouldn't have won.
Good job.
They shouldn't have won that game.
You're going to say Kansas City going for a pass rusher and
Hopkins.
And D-Hop. Okay, I mean,
I think it's on par. I think the D-Hop trade's on par because they virtually gave up nothing for him.
You're going to say Baltimore getting... Or what they got Elton
What
Jenkins,
about the Dallas Cowboys getting Jonathan Bingo?
Forget about that. How do you
trade a 4th-round pick for Jonathan Mingo, a second-year wide receiver who was washed out in Carolina?
Yeah.
You trade a 4th-round pick for that, and then the Chiefs gave up what for DeAndre Hopkins?
6th? 7th?
Conditional.
Yeah.
It was a conditional 6th.
It was, yeah.
What is happening in Dallas?
What's happening in Green Bay? They got rid of Elton Jenkins. They got rid of...
That's true.
And they upgraded... They traded for somebody. I forget who they traded for, but I don't know. I digress there. We're talking about this is our division, right?
100%. It's a division to win.
Chicago, they're abysmal.
And lose.
Sam Darnold,
Guess the score in the Philadelphia-Dallas game right now.
Philly's on top, probably, I don't know, 14-0.
21-6, Philly.
Okay.
Good guess. Guess the Arizona-New York Jets game.
Is that a shootout?
What do you think?
Yes.
No.
No?
Arizona is laying the wood to Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
You just hate to see it.
Yeah. You go one.
Yeah, go from one bad team to another.
Yeah. You lose to Pittsburgh twice in a week. Come on. What are you talking? Like, come on.
You just hate to see it.
But okay, we as Lions
Philadelphia
fans,
winning is not good for the Lions because we need the
We as Lions fans, a lot of people have told me, "Oh, I want Myles Garrett. I want Max Crosby." No, you're not gonna get that. You're not getting that. You saw what the package was.
You know, Brad Holmes tried to.
I know he tried. I'm glad they said no because look, I don't need Max Crosby here.
Yeah, you do.
No.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Because do you want to know what you'd have if you had Max Crosby opposite Aiden Hutchinson with a bionic leg? The best pass rush.
Yes, but you know what you're going to get with Za'Darius Smith
in the history of the
Aiden Hutchinson?
The Detroit Lions. What's that?
You know what you're getting with Aiden Hutchinson and Za'Darius Smith? A man who kills the NFC North.
Not as good as
Za'Darius Smith
Aiden Hutchinson and Max Crosby.
Look, Za'Darius Smith has 4 games against NFC North divisional playoffs. Mm-hmm. 3 of those games will be at Ford Field against 2 of his former teams in Minnesota and Green Bay, and 1 against Chicago, right? For 2 of them. He has the experience. He knows that coaching. He knows what they do. So it's a perfect fit with Za'Darius Smith here in Detroit. And you got him under contract. And you know what you had? We only had to pay $600,000 of his contract.
Yeah, I know.
So it's like Brad Holmes is a freaking genius.
It was a nice trade. You gave up a 5th and a 6th. The 6th is 2026, I think.
Yeah. The
7th you get back is the 2026, and the 2025 is the 5th round pick.
Would I wanted another guy like them to make another trade? Sure. You know what? Azeez Ojulari, young guy. I love
Crosby.
No, forget about that. See, you have unrealistic expectations.
No, I don't. It's not
you wanted Max Crosby. You wanted Myles Garrett.
It's not unrealistic because I think both things can be true. You can go out and trade virtually nothing for Za'Darius Smith. Yeah. And then you can also want Max Crosby.
The
Vegas Raiders are crazy for not trading him.
I said
you're not winning with him. He's a psychopath for wanting to stay there.
Like, I said it to you. I'm like, I would not have been mad if the Lions got Max Crosby. I loved it. But am I mad about Za'Darius Smith? Absolutely not. He is.
No, I'm not either.
Like,
I just wanted more.
You can't always get the extra gift on Christmas, right? I don't know. Like,
look, I'm riding too high on my cheated national championship. Okay, I think I can have anything I want whenever I want it, and that's what I wanted.
See, I'm looking stupid right now because in our first podcast before the season started, I picked Philly to make it to the Super Bowl. I'm absolutely wrong. I'm changing that right now. Realistically, the Lions.
Well, they still could make it.
I see only 2 more losses for this team if everything goes well. I see Buffalo being a very tough game, but it's at Ford Field, right? I see one of the Chicago games. It could be
on the road is tough,
right? In like December, right? It's tough, but I think with their running game, man, it's
you know what they have to do, right? They go. I'm gonna pull out just so I remember, but they go to.
They're at Houston tonight. That could be a tough game, but I still see they're winning.
No. So they play. So here's their December stretch.
Chicago
at home against Green Bay.
Yes,
it's a tough game.
It's at home though.
It is at home, and that's Monday Night Football, I think, or Thursday Night Football. I'm sorry, Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
A week after they play the Bears at home on Thanksgiving.
In December?
No. Thanksgiving is the Chicago.
Yes.
And then their first game in December is Green Bay.
Yes.
On Thursday. Then they have 10 days to prepare for the Buffalo Bills. And that's the only reason I think they might have a chance, because this is a scheduled loss right here. This is how the league schedules.
It could be tough. Yeah.
You play back-to-back division opponents, on Thursdays.
Yep.
So you're away at Indianapolis the week of Thanksgiving. Then you come home to play the Bears, who at this point might be reeling because they just got popped by the New England Patriots, which kind of tells you where the state of their franchise is. And did you see DJ Moore walk off the field in the middle of a play?
Yep.
Did you see Keenan Allen
just give up?
Not block? Yeah, give up?
Yeah.
Woof. Where's the right guy from ESPN or Fox or whatever? They're gonna make the Super Bowl.
Well, we were at the NFL draft when Caleb got drafted,
right?
And he was giving it to the Lions fans.
Yeah, we're about to give it to him in a couple weeks.
Yep.
So, at home Thursday after a road game.
Yep.
That's tough. 1 week later, at home against Green Bay. That's tough. And then you get 10 days to prepare for the Buffalo Bills at home.
Yeah.
But it's still tough because you just play 2 division opponents on Thursday.
Yeah.
So if your schedule is off, I would have felt a lot better if they had played Chicago on Thursday and then played Green Bay on Sunday and then you played Buffalo on Sunday. I would have felt better about this had it been that.
Yeah, but
because now the Chicago Green Bay game, which I care more about because they're NFC games, they're in-division opponents.
Yeah.
I care less about the Buffalo Bills because they're an AFC team.
Really?
It's not going to hurt my standings if I lose to an AFC team in terms of tiebreakers because the first one is record in the NFC.
Right. So, okay. If they lose a game in the division, I can see that. I could see them losing to Buffalo, but I'm not projecting. Going to San Fran late in the year, week 17, that could be a tough game, with them all being healthy, except IU. But
it's a tough game because the week before, who do you play?
Chicago.
On the road.
Yeah.
After playing Green Bay, the Bills, then you go on the road 3 days before Christmas.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold. Grueling game.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to San Fran on Monday night.
Yeah.
Now, the only benefit to playing San Fran on Monday night,
it's warm.
You don't lose in primetime.
No.
The Lions don't lose in primetime.
No.
They've lost one regular season game in primetime, and that was, the last 2 years. This year and last year. They've lost 2 primetime games. One was when they choked on their 17-point lead in Santa Clara. I'm counting that as a primetime game.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the last game of the night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And then the Dallas game where this guy, this idiot, Dan Campbell, lost his mind and decided to go for it for 2 from the 7-yard line.
Well, we love
2-yard line.
We love you, Dan. We love
the 4-yard line.
Yes.
Do we, though?
Yes, we do.
Do we?
Yes. This year?
I like Dan Campbell, the coach. I don't like Dan Gamble.
Okay.
The game manager.
Yeah.
He's horrible.
So, I think one of those games late in the season could be flexed. Could be flexed. Buffalo could be flexed.
Well, it's already a 4:25 game.
I think it could be a Sunday night game. They could push it to Sunday night. I could see that.
Well, I'm not going to look up the NFL schedule to see who that Sunday night game is, but
yeah,
it doesn't matter to me. That's still a really tough game.
Yeah,
but I was looking at some stats, and one of them was the Lions have a top 10 win percentage against for the rest of the season. They're like 8th or 9th, something like that. So and it's above 500. So it's the rest of the way from here on out is tough, except for tonight because they're going to Houston. They're going to make Houston dig their grave 6 feet deep. Then they're going to hit Houston over the head with the shovel that they just dug their grave with. Then they're going to push them in.
Yeah.
Throw the shovel in with Houston, and then they're going to use a backhoe driven by Dan Campbell to shove the dirt back into the grave and cover up Houston.
All
right. They're reeling.
So, 2 stats. One of them, you know both of them because I told you both. Jared Goff to Amon-Ra, 30 for 30. Like the last 30 completions to Amon-Ra.
Targets.
Yes.
Completed 30 times.
Another thing.
Nuts.
Jared Goff. This is what I'm making the case for MVP for Jared Goff right now.
He is MVP.
Right? He is. So, 21 incompletions against Tampa Bay. Since that game, only 22 incompletions the last, like, what, 7 games? 6 games. What he's been doing, like, is this 6-game stretch averaging over 30 points a game, right? No picks, nothing. Like, he's doing
everything right.
Yeah.
He's like Kyler Murray today.
Ben Johnson is a freaking wizard with this offense. We were like, oh, they're starting off slow, right? The first 3 games of the season.
They're totally different after the bye.
After the bye,
completely different.
They just took off. I mean, would we like to see more targets for Sam Laporta?
Yeah,
sure.
because I have him in my fantasy team.
Yes.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah.
Get healthy.
Yeah. Would we like more targets to Amon-Ra? Sure. But,
or how about targets to J-Mo? Oh, wait. He's suspended again.
No, he's playing tonight.
Is he?
Yes. He's
Until he gets suspended again.
No. See, you want to ship him off to Timbuktu.
I would.
Right?
I would immediately.
Love J-Mo with this team. I love J-Mo. I love what he's doing. And you hate him. If Amon-Ra goes down, you hate Tim Patrick.
He can't
I love Tim Patrick.
Stay on the field.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's his hamstring, if it's his ACL,
but all these guys.
Sports betting, I took a supplement that I wasn't supposed to take, or now I have a gun I shouldn't have in my brother's car.
Yeah.
Like it's always something, and if I can't, it's underrated that the most valuable thing about a player, regardless of the skill level, is the reliability. Mm-hmm. In the NFL. Availability is a skill, and he does not possess any skill whatsoever in that category.
When he's been on the field this season, he's making the blocks that he needs to make down the field. He's a willing blocker.
Unlike Keenan Allen.
Yeah, seriously. And, all these guys, Khalif Raymond is doing amazing stuff for special teams. I love him. Tim Patrick, Allen Robinson. He was a cast-off. Now they're both doing, things for that. The Lions.
They have absolutely zero wide receiver depth whatsoever. It's actually concerning. It's actually concerning.
And this guy wanted to go out and get a wide receiver. You had DPJ. What do you want? Another DPJ?
No, I don't want another DPJ. I'm not saying go out and get a retread from the Cleveland Browns.
Next year they'll go out and get somebody else.
Next year they have to get a wide receiver too. I don't care if it's in the draft, free agency. But I don't care.
We're not talking about this next year because, the Lions
celebrate
7-1.
Exactly. Celebrate what they're going to do to the Houston Texans.
Let's talk about Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Thunder and lightning, right?
Absolute wagon.
Ben Johnson says, I heard this on the radio.
Jalen Hurts 4 touchdowns.
There we go. So, I heard this on the radio this week. Ben Johnson says the play calling does not change at all when it's either Monty or Jahmyr.
That's scary.
Because they're both
that's super scary.
I mean, it's they're the same guy.
It's scary, dude.
And you have Monty for another 4 years or something. Jahmyr Gibbs. I think they will. It's not pay running backs. They're gonna pay Jahmyr Gibbs.
No, I don't want them to pay Jahmyr Gibbs though.
Why?
Teddy, I said it at the beginning of the year. A, you don't pay running backs, and then B, when you do, you don't sign them when they're in.
The league is changing now. Again,
age 26 or older.
Look at what Derek Henry's doing at the age of 31.
Henry looks like when he runs, looks like he has a stick up his butt.
I mean, but he leads the league in rushing.
Yes, he leads the league in rushing because he's a thickly built guy.
Yes,
Jahmyr Gibbs is not thickly built.
Number 2, got paid. Right?
Yes, and in 2 years, that contract will look horrible because he won't be able to walk.
They will pay Jahmyr Gibbs. I believe that. Just based off. And it's looking like, right now, Jahmyr Gibbs, we debated it. Bijan or Jahmyr, right? I'd rather have Jahmyr right now than Bijan. Even though, yes, Bijan is coming alive a little bit since the last couple of weeks, but...
You know what's wild? I actually told somebody once that they should draft in our rookie draft Jahmyr Gibbs instead of Bijan Robinson.
Who was that?
Norris. Sparty scumbag. You want to see our fantasy match? Just time out. Want to see our fantasy matchup with Elliot?
Is it close?
We're leading.
Ooh!
Look at that.
Wow.
By 15.
Sorry, Elliot.
Now we just have to hope. See, who does he have? Oh God, I forgot he has Sun God and oh no, it's okay. You can beat us this week. We need these two guys to go off. We need Monty and St. Brown to do well.
Yeah.
In general. Okay, back to scheduled programming.
Let's talk about the defenses for a second. The best safety duo in the NFL, in my opinion, Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. 10 interceptions between the two of them.
Find a better one?
Go ahead, try. I can make the case for either one. You put Brian Branch in a nickel, he's great. You put him, in the slot, he's great. Kirby Joseph, he's like bone crushing hits. He took out T.J. Hawkinson, not advocating them to be like the Saints and doing stuff like that.
I am.
Right?
Break their legs.
Kirby is willing
to
do stuff.
For the head. Thank you, Brian Branch. No.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking one for the team, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, it was Green Bay.
But he got up. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If you're going to hit somebody in the head, you got to make sure they don't get up.
He would have been suspended if he would have stayed down, probably. But I don't know. They shouldn't have been. He should not have been kicked out of the game for that.
No, he should have.
No.
Brian Branch?
Yeah.
For that hit?
Yeah.
100% should have been kicked.
No.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
It was so
that's my
late.
problem.
It was too easy. He took 3 full steps.
No, I'm saying, look what the guy Olave, he got knocked out of the freaking game.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
He didn't even get kicked out. You know why? Because that was primetime. Lions, it was a primetime game. That's true. Why.
It's true.
The 1 o'clock games, Jordan Poyer aims for freaking breaking somebody's neck.
Yes.
Doesn't get kicked out of the game. Gets flagged, but
doesn't. Okay, that is true, and he should have because it was a dirty hit.
Yes.
However, that being one thing, and
New Orleans
Brian Branch
kills
is another thing.
Yeah.
And Brian Branch should have been kicked out. And whoever knocked out Olave should have been kicked out. Whoever hit Keon Coleman too should have been kicked out and fined.
But they didn't. Both of them did not.
Yes.
But
you also have to understand that the Detroit Lions are starting to make an enemy of the NFL. The game against the Cowboys, the Cowboys cried and complained. All they do is you showboat and they're trying to embarrass teams. That game, they tried to embarrass the refs.
Oh yeah,
that's why every other play was to an offensive lineman reporting.
Yep.
Or they're running. What was the play to Penei Sewell? Was that a hook and ladder? What was that?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but they're running plays for their 320-pound.
He's an athlete.
All pro offensive lineman.
Yep.
Like
trying to go to Taylor Decker.
Like it's nothing. Throwing it to Taylor Decker.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They're starting to make an enemy in the NFL, and that's part of why I think the NFL fined him and ejected him was because they're like, ha ha, you want to try me? Ha ha, here you go.
Oh yeah. Try to find me a better safety duo. Try.
You won't. What about Carolina's safety duo?
Oh, come on. Give me a break.
What about Dallas's?
No.
Yeah, you might be right about the safety duo.
You want to make an argument? You can't even make an argument. Tennessee with freaking Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs? No,
thank you.
No.
I'm good, thank you.
Like Jesse Bates and
they're kind of trash though.
Atlanta's
trash.
Simmons? No, I mean they're gonna win that division, but that's not saying much. So,
all right. So right now the Lions sit in the driver's seat in the NFC.
Yep.
They are the number 1 ranked team at 7-1. There's only one other team with 7, or 2 other teams with 7 wins. Minnesota and Washington in the NFC.
Yes.
And then in the AFC, it's the Kansas City Chiefs and everyone else. Buffalo's 8-2.
Yeah.
But I'm not as high on Buffalo as
I'm not high on Kansas City. Teams. They're sneaking by. Freaking
they are whistling by
winning today with a blocked field goal. Come on.
Yeah, that's whistling by the graveyard, and I feel like if the Lions played them today, they would win by 2 touchdowns.
Yes.
Second in the NFC, and soon to have 7 wins, is the Philadelphia Eagles. And then after that, you're left wanting more.
I think 13 wins.
With
you projected 11.
Atlanta and then Arizona, who's going to win today. Minnesota looks like garbage with Sam Darnold now, all of a sudden.
Yep.
The wild card is Washington.
Yeah.
They're kind of scary.
They're a good team.
Shouldn't have lost today to Pittsburgh. Should have won that game.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Dangerous.
Yeah.
The other team that I thought would be better, they struggle with injuries, is the 49ers. They're kind of a team.
Arizona's winning that division.
But here's the thing. I don't like San Francisco on the road at any of these. I don't like them on the road in Detroit. I don't like them. Well, I don't like anybody on the road in Ford Field against Detroit.
Nope.
If Detroit gets home field advantage, 100% lock in Lions going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If they don't, I can't say that. That's why they have to keep ahead of the Eagles.
Yeah.
And the Commanders.
Yep.
I'm not worried about Minnesota. I'm not worried about anybody in the division at this point in time. I'm not worried about Chicago.
Nope.
They're gutter trash. Not worried about Minnesota. I think they'll beat them again at the end of the season. That's our last game of the season.
Yep.
Which may or may not mean anything.
But it's at home.
It's at home. And then Green Bay, you got to play them one more time.
At home.
At home. You have a full week to prepare. It's not a short week. So I like their chances in that game. Who knows if Jordan Love will still be healthy by then.
You picked 11 wins, though.
I said 11 wins, yes.
And do you want to retract that?
No, I'm not.
Really?
No, they're not going to. They're going to win more than 11 games.
They're going to lose 5 games.
No. But I said 11. I'm not changing it halfway through.
Yeah.
They're going to win more than that.
I think
I'm happy for them, but I'm not going to be like, oh, well, originally I said 11, so now I'm going to say 15.
No, yeah.
I think they're going to go 13-4. I think they're going to go. I think they'll probably lose to Buffalo. I think they'll lose the Chicago game. It's just going to be a grueling game.
Yeah.
Pretty much a toss-up at this point. And then I'm hoping they beat San Fran, but that last game of the season might not mean anything. So I'm thinking they might not play their starters the whole game. Depending on if that game means anything.
They already put in Hooker twice in the fourth quarter.
And what a wonderful draft pick that was.
Yeah. But we're happy about this team. We love this football team. This is the best offense we've seen in our lifetime, easily.
This is the best offense since the 2008 Patriots.
I'm saying this is the best Detroit offense.
No, this is the best Detroit offense ever. Yeah.
Ever. And that's no disrespect to Barry, but they didn't have anybody. They weren't throwing the ball to Herman Moore. But
Rodney P. Anybody?
Yeah. So, what they're doing now is way better than those days. So,
100%. And like I said, best offense we've seen statistically since New England Patriots with Tom Brady, Randy Moss.
And you know what happened with that team? They went undefeated.
And then they lost
to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Yes.
So let's hope we don't have a situation like that.
Exactly.
Where we're playing... God. Pick any gutter trash team from the AFC. Denver. And then
Baltimore.
Well, they're not gutter trash.
Oh, yeah.
A good team. Because that Giants team was like 9-7.
No,
I think. They were a wild card team.
I'm seeing it's a collision course for Detroit,
Who do you
Baltimore.
Want to see him play? Who do you want to see him play in the Super Bowl?
Baltimore. I want that revenge over Lamar and Justin Tucker's 68-yard freaking.
You're still keeping that close to your heart, huh?
Oh yeah.
I want him to play the Chiefs.
I'll be. You want to kill a dynasty?
I want to be the reason why Taylor Swift cries at night.
Oh, but Travis is so sad now. Oh, I gotta write a new song. Oh. Look at my little friendship bracelet. It says Super Bowl. I did 3 straight friendship bracelet.
I want to prove to the media that we can stop a running quarterback in Lamar Jackson. Aiden Hutchinson come back. Maybe.
I don't care about Lamar Jackson.
I
don't care about stopping him. No, okay, we gotta stop with this. He's not coming back. Did you see what happened to his leg?
Yes, I did see.
And even if he comes back, he's not going to be Aiden Hutchinson.
No,
100%.
No. I'm not saying he's coming back.
He might be 50%.
If it was up to him, he's like, I'm not.
If it was up to everybody and their mother, he would come back. But
Doug Flutie, he would have returned with a broken freaking end of his career. But yeah. But all in all, happy about this team. Love this team. Hoping for a win tonight. Nothing's guaranteed, right?
Teddy, I'm guaranteeing a win.
I'm not guaranteeing a win.
They don't lose in primetime. They're like 7-1 their last 8 primetime games.
You want to give me the points? I'll take Houston, even though I want Detroit to win.
Well, the line is it was 3.5.
You're gonna say Detroit's gonna win by more than 3?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. You can put a 1 in front of the 3, so they're going to win by more
13
than that.
13.5?
I'm not giving you that. I'm just saying that's what they're going to do. They're going to body bag them.
They're not going to body bag them.
They're body bagging them.
No.
Yeah. In fact, I saw a full plane leave because like the planes fly over my house. Even though Houston isn't in this general direction, I saw it fly over my house, and it said, I have 53 body bags for the Houston Texans. Whoa, and 1 more for D'Amico Ryans for talking crap.
Well, look, you and I are going to watch this game tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And
together order Jets Pizza shortly.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm elated.
I'm
I got ice cream. You want ice cream? Cider donuts.
Yes. They'll stay open. They're fine.
But they weren't stale. They're still good.
They're good. They're great.
Blake Cider. Thank you.
Yes. So.
All right, and with that, we'll end this episode of the pod. Hopefully, the next time we come on, Derek Lalonde is fired. Thank you, and yellow by Gold Lions, and screw you, Sherrone Moore. You blow. Bye.